Foreman Phil here with a lowdown on everything you need to know about staying safe on the job. Now, many tradies think that working at height isn't an issue as long as you be careful. Well, unfortunately, the statistics would disagree because a decent whack of construction injuries come from falls, both from up high and even from down low like this. So maybe the problem is we're just not being careful enough. So, how can we be safer at height? Well, first thing is to ask, do we need to work up there at all? Can we do the job on the ground first and eliminate the height work? And if not, then how do we minimize the issues? Well, let's start with your working at height tools and forget about what you heard. There is nothing wrong with using one of these. You just ask yourself, should I use this, or this, or this? Are they any better for what I need? Because it's not about what you have on hand that matters, it's about using the right tool for the particular job. And in this case, this step ladder is perfect for me. Here, now, doing this. And of course, you need to ask yourself questions about minimizing the risks you're attempting at height before you attempt them. Well, let's just say you're carrying a whole lot of materials and tools up high on scaffolding and ladders. Will this be okay? Well, let's find out. On the ground first. Hey mate, could you lift those materials up for me, please? Oh, well, yeah, that's okay-ish, but he's still on the deck. What's going to happen when he starts the climb? Lift up a leg. And try and climb the ladder. Right, you see, that just landed on someone's head. It looks like we're going to need some lifting equipment on site after all. So, what would be the right tool to use there, Brett? Figured as much. Just like any job on any site, there's no hard and fast rule that suits every situation. You have to take into account all of the factors in front of you. So, here we have sloped and uneven ground. Oh, we got poor stability, multiple workers with all of their materials and themselves to lift up to their destination. Now, a ladder's just not gonna cut it here, is it? So, if anyone asks you to use one in a situation like this, you just say, nah, no thanks. Say no thanks.
No thanks.
Exactly, because it's your right. And besides, we want you to. Because we don't want you or anyone else getting injured on the job. Nah, I reckon this is a job for Mr. Elevated Work Platform. It is one of my favorites. All right, with an EWP, you can just reach out over unstable ground and lift multiple workers and their tools and their materials all the way up to their destination. Oh, it is awesome. Whoa, my favorite tool. So, an EWP was my pick for that particular situation. But the next job could be scaffolding or a ladder that I choose. But whatever the job, before I start, I need to make sure that all my equipment is working fine, that there are no important bits missing, and that I know how to operate it. But even if you've got all the right equipment, the weather itself might yet have its say, as conditions like wet, extreme cold, and strong winds, they can easily affect your safety. So, if the weather is looking iffy, don't chance it, especially not at height. Find another job to do inside, perhaps something more suitable. And look, I know it can be annoying if you've only got one thing left to do up there when the bad weather hits, but it doesn't matter how annoying it seems. I can guarantee you, you'll be a heck of a lot more annoyed if you suffer a fall or a slip from up high, okay? Then playing chess might be all that you can do. So come on guys, use the hierarchy of controls to weed out risk whenever working at height. Choose the right tool for the job at hand, not what is at hand for the job, by noting the individual requirements of that job. Make sure all of your equipment is present and in good working order. And that you never, ever take on the weather at height. And maybe together, we can cut down on the number of work-related injuries in construction.
Checkmate.
So let's be careful out there today, huh? What was that, mate? Oh no. Jeez.